Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be looking at rigid body simulations in Blender. I'm going to be making this dial thing here. We have like a dish with a dial in it and it just pushes these little spheres around. Why are we doing this? I don't know. It's just fun to do, and towards the end we'll add like this slit here so they can fall through. What I'm doing here is just showing you, first of all, how to do the actual rigid bodies. And secondly, I'm kind of giving you a concept here. So I think this would be something you could really turn into sort of like a satisfying motion graphic animation where you have this dial keep turning until it keeps cleaning out a whole bunch of these little spheres and you can have them drop back in. So that's sort of something cool you could turn this into. But what I'm going to show you, like I said in this tutorial, is just how to do this. So we're going to be making this very thing that you see here in Blender from scratch. Ton of fun, so let's jump in and I hope you guys enjoy. With a new scene open up in Blender, select all of the default objects and press delete. Then we're going to go Shift A, we're going to go to our mesh options, let's add in a circle, and we're going to go S5 and hit enter. Tab into edit mode and go E to extrude, S to scale, and scale it down to about here, and then press F just to fill that face. Then we're going to come over here, we're going to go Control R, hovering over here, click once and just drag. And now you can slide in an edge. We're going to slide to about here and click. Go to your face select option and go A to select everything, E to extrude up a little bit, click. Shift Alt with everything deselected. Go Shift Alt, left click on here to loop select these faces, and then go E to extrude and extrude it up to about here, like so. Now we have this sort of dish. We can tab back out. We can go to our modifiers and go Add Modifier Search and type in bevel, get a bevel modifier, and then drag it down just a little bit. Bump up the segments, so now it has a slight bevel. And then we're gonna go add search and type in sub, and let's give this a subdivision surface. Bump that up to 2, and now we have something that looks nice and smooth like this. Let's come to the drop down and apply both the bevel and then the subdivision surface. So we have something that looks like this. And then we're going to go Shift Alt, we're going to go to our mesh options, add in a cylinder, like so. We're going to scale it down a little bit, and we're going to go S, Z, and scale it up, like so, till it's about the same height as the lip. Tab back into edit mode, and then in our top view, like so, in our top orthographic view, we're going to come in here into wireframe, and we're just going to select these faces like so. So evenly select a few of these faces across like that. Okay, and then you want to go E to extrude and just extrude them out till they come close to the edge here like that, but not quite all the way touching the edge, just close to it like that. And what we could do is we could probably just go into the wireframe, and in the front view we'll select all of these verts, G, Z, and move this up till it's sitting at least on the floor here, all these verts like so. And then just select these bottom verts over here, just the ones that make up this circle here, just select that and go E to extrude and just extrude it all the way down like so. So we have this thing sticking out. So what we have, if you tab back out, is this. We've now made this bit here, which we can rotate, all right? You can model this whichever way you want, but I'm gonna select the dish. I'm gonna right click and go Shade Smooth. I'm gonna select this thing. I'm gonna right click and go Shade Auto Smooth, like so. So now we have that. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're just going to come to frame 1. And on frame 1, we're going to select this dial here. And on frame 1, we're going to press I. That's going to insert a keyframe. We're then going to come to frame 250. And once again, we're going to press I to insert a keyframe. Then we're going to press N to bring up our properties. And while we're still on 250, we're going to come over here and we're going to make the Z value 360, and we're going to hit I again until it becomes yellow. So now what we have, if we go to frame 1, is this. It slowly speeds up, gets a little bit faster, and it'll come back to where it started. Like so. How nice is that? So now what we can do is we can go Shift A, we can go to our mesh options, add in a, let's go with a UV sphere. Let's right click and go Shade Smooth. Let's go S to scale that UV sphere down, and let's go G and move it over to the side. And we want to place this UV sphere in here. So it's kind of sitting in front of this over here like that. Pretty cool. We don't want to touch the ground just yet. We're going to go Control A and apply that scale. Then we're going to go over to our physics. We're going to give this a rigid body. We're going to leave it as active, but under the collision, we're going to make it sphere, under the shape. Then we're going to select this hand over here, the dial. We're going to give it a rigid body. We're going to make it passive, but make sure animated is enabled because it's animated. Come here to the shape and change it to mesh. And then do the same to this. We're going to select the dish. We're going to come over here, give it a rigid body, make it passive. Come here to the shape and let's make that mesh. And now if you go to frame 1 and we hit the space bar, you can see we have this. How cool is that? So now you can see where we're going with this. Make sure to save as you're working, by the way. So now we can grab this sphere and we can go into the top view. We can go Shift D to duplicate. I'm going to just duplicate a whole bunch of them. Make sure they're not intersecting with each other. There we go. I'm going to just duplicate a whole bunch. Just filling in the spaces. And let's go with about this many. And I'm going to hit the space bar. And let's see what happens. That is so fun to watch. I don't know why it's satisfying, but it just is. And you can see it starts again. So what you could do here is you could, I might grab some more of them over here. Maybe randomly duplicate a few ones over here. Maybe place a cluster over here and see what happens. It's just fun to watch, that's all. There we go. Yeah, so that's it. So what I could do now is we could we'll grab this dial here and I'm just going to give it a viewport, the dish. I'm going to give it a viewport color. And I might just come here to the viewport, maybe make it sort of this sort of color. I'll grab the dial. I'll give it its own material. Maybe I'll give it a viewport color like this. And then all of these little spheres, I'm just going to hide these two. Select all of these spheres and click on one of them while holding in Shift. Give that a material. I'm going to go Control L and just link those materials. So now all of the spheres have this material and I might just make them sort of like red and then I'll go Alt H. So now we can kind of see, we just have something like this. But this is something that you could play around with, maybe turn this into a cool motion graphic animation. I just thought it would be fun to show you how you could make this sort of satisfying dial animation, have it go around like this, just sweeping up all of these bowls. You could potentially, and I'm going to show you this, if you wanted to, you could potentially go Shift A, just go to your mesh options, add in a cube and then bring it over here behind the dial where it ends, and maybe make like a slot over here. So sort of like this. And I might just bring this in here. This is just an idea, by the way. Just brainstorming. You could do something like this and then make it nice and tall. And then grab your dish and then go over to your modifiers. Add modifier, search and type in Boolean and get a Boolean modifier. Click on the eyedropper and then select this guy over here. Maybe I need to make it as a float, perhaps. See, I've changed it to float. So I've grabbed this over here, I've changed it to float, and I've just hidden this. I'll grab this guy over here, I'll go H just to hide him. And let's go to frame 1 and hit the space bar and let's see what happens. Let's see if they all fall through there. It might be fun to watch. Okay, so the reason that's not happening is because I think we do need to grab the dial and actually apply that Boolean modifier. So we go to frame 1 and we hit the space bar. I think now we've applied it, that should work. So let's have a look, see what happens. And there you can see they're all falling through. So that's kind of satisfying. I think that's fun to watch. You could maybe do this where you keep having it rotating. So maybe we come here to frame 250 and we'll change this, we'll double that value here on the end. So let's just times it by 2, which would be 720. Press I again, and now if we come back to frame 1 and we hit the space bar, we should get 2 rotations of this. But you can see it gets quite aggressive quite quickly. But yeah, I might just leave that on the end as 360. But yeah, you guys get the idea. That is the tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.